Hello, this is question 2 on your June 2024 AES papers from Edexcel. Is the mechanics paper, and we have particle is moving along a straight line. At time t seconds, the velocity is this in terms of the time, so it's a variable acceleration question, and we have to find the acceleration when t is 4. Remember, for these questions, if we have displacement, velocity, and acceleration, the velocity is the rate of change of displacement, so we are going to differentiate the displacement to have velocity, and for the same reason we are going to differentiate to find acceleration. And when we go the other way around, because integration is the opposite of differentiation, we are going to integrate, right? So if we have the velocity and we want the acceleration, we are going to derivate the velocity, and then if we need, we will substitute by the value that they tell us. So the function acceleration is the derivative of v with respect to t, that in this case is 2 minus, remember root t can be written as t to the power of a half, which is easier to derivate. So the 1/2 to the front multiplying the 7, so minus 7/2, and then t to 1 less, so minus a half. And that's it, yeah? That's the derivative. When I substitute the t by 2, I get just with the calculator, yeah? So 0.25 meters per second squared. Remember the units in mechanics questions, so the acceleration is meters per second squared. Then, find when t is 1, the particle is at point x. When t is 2, the particle is at point y. And remember, this is moving in a straight line, so we just have when t is 1, the particle is here, and when t is 2, the particle is at y. Given that the particle does not come at rest in this interval, we have to show that xy is this value here. I'm going to tell you in a minute about this expression here, but what we are finding is this distance, yeah? We have velocity, and now we are talking about distance, displacement, so we are going to integrate the velocity. If we don't have limits of integration, so when displacement is going to be the integral of the velocity dt, so it's going to be the integral of, what was 2t minus 7t to the power of a half plus 6 dt. In the questions where I don't have limits of integration, I will integrate this, find an answer, and then add plus c. And there will be some information to find the constant of integration. So they will say, for example, displacement is 0.5 when t is 3 seconds. Yeah. If not, it could be like this question. They ask me to find the distance between 2 points. Yeah, which means I have limits of integration. So, or I have information to find the constant, or I will have limits of integration. When I do that, I have t squared minus, just integrating, yeah, 7t to 1 more, so 3 halves divided by 3 halves, plus 60, all between 1 and 2. I'm going to simplify this coefficient, so the 3 stays below, but at the top I have 14, yeah, so 7 divided by 3 halves is 14 thirds. I substitute the 2, so I have 2 squared minus 14 times 2 to the power of 3 halves divided by 3 plus 6 times 2, and then minus, I substitute the 1, so 1 squared minus 14 times 1 to the power of 3 halves divided by 3 plus 6 times 1. Yeah, you can use the calculator, because the calculator is going to give you the answers. Well, if you want, remember this is 2 root 2, so you can substitute this expression by 28 root 2 divided by 3 in the calculator, and you're going to get this 1/3, 41 minus 28 root 2, yeah, meters. And that's the answer. Why are they telling you this? Because, be careful, if you remember when we represent velocity against time, remember those graphs? The area is the distance. If the acceleration is variable and you have something like this, for example, if you are finding between time equals to 1 and times equals to 2, t, and you don't have any root in between, the area is going to be the distance. But if you are finding, for example, between 1 and 4, and you integrate, remember what is below the x-axis is going to be negative, right? So when you find the distance between t1 and t4 in this type of graph, you're going to get a smaller answer that you should, yeah, because this bit is going to subtract from this bit. If that's the case, if you have a root in the interval, you will have to integrate between 1 and the root, between the root and 4, and then add them both positives. It's not the case because they say we don't have a root, yeah, in this interval. So velocity is not 0 in this interval, yeah. The root is when the velocity is 0. If not, if they don't tell you this, please check, yeah, because it could be that you have a root and then you will have to split it in 2 bits or sometimes more. Yeah, that's all with this question.